give us a point. Isn't that x and y? And they give us the slope. So we're going to plug everything we have into this formula. So instead of y equals, we're going to write what? 1. Good. 1 equals. Instead of m, we can write what? No. Slope is 2. And instead of x, we can write, and then plus b. We don't know what that is. And now we can solve. So this will be 1 equals what? Negative 6 plus b. And then to solve for b, we just do what? Add 6. So b is what? Very good. So now the only thing we have to do is write our equation. So this will be y equals 2x, that's from here, plus 7. That's what we just found. That's the equation of our line. That's it. Now, we know that this has a slope of 2 because it's obvious it's right beside x. How would I make sure that this line passes through this point? We just did this in your math workshop. How would I make sure?
Miss Horton?
Yes.
Hey, Logan Modern, did he make it in?
Yes, yep. He was just tardy.
Tardy, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So how would I make sure that this line goes past this, or through this? Not quite. You can do what with this? Plug them in. Good for x and y. And they should equal each other. I think that's what you were trying to say. Okay? Alright, let's do one more together. Did they give us the y-intercept in this one? Yes. How do you know? What'd you say? Remember, parallel lines don't necessarily have the same y-intercept, so we can't say this our y-intercept will be the same as this one. But what about this? How do we know that this point is the y-intercept? This one wasn't. How do we know this one is? Because x is 0. Remember when x is 0, that's the y-intercept? Okay, so b is what here? 1. And again, that's only because x is 0. So we know it has to cross the y-axis there. Does that make sense? Okay. Now we just need to find the slope of this line. And this line is in what type of form? Standard. So do y'all remember how to find the slope in standard form? Negative a over b. Good. Y'all remember that from yesterday? You can put this in slope-intercept form. It's just going to take longer. So what's our a in this one? So negative 2 over, what's our b? Negative 4. So let's simplify. That's going to make what? 1/2. Good. So do we have the two things we need? Yes, we have slope, we have y-intercept. So tell me what our line, the equation of our line is going to be. Is it negative?
Yeah.
You sure? These two negatives will make a what? So positive 1/2 x.
Oh, I used a, thinking a equals b.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then plus what now? Good. Try C on your own. Now before you start it, is this the y-intercept? No. Alright, go ahead. Don't need help.
is put this in slope intercept. That was all for a while. You didn't have to do that. Okay. The only reason they did it was, okay. Hold on one second. The only reason they give you this is so you can see what the slope is. So if the slope is 9, X, you have to be in Y because it's supposed to be in order to say that the number beside X is 6. This one's in standard form. You don't have to solve for one. So you use negative A over B. So it's what? Negative 9, which makes 3. Yeah. So that's the slope. Now we use this formula for Y. You could plug in what? For M. 3. And for X. And then solve for B. Start with finding the slope. So this is in what type of form? So you find the slope, so then you get up here. So where's your A? And B? So your slope will be you really know about that, do you? Do you know how to use Y equals an X plus B? Plug in your Y, which is 4, your M is what? Your X is 3. Plug all those in.
Alright, compare your answers with the people around you just for that one. So see if they got the same equation you did.
Don't point at me like that. Yes, you did. What'd you get? Since you grabbing
Alright. Camden, tell me the first thing you did for this equation. Like, what did you start by finding? By doing what? Good. So, just to point out, the only reason they give you this information, guys, the only reason is to identify the what? Slope. That's it. That's the only reason they give that to you. So, she used negative A over B because this is in what? Standard form. So what was your slope going to be?
3.
Because it's negative 9 over, which makes 3. Did everybody at least get that part? Okay. How do you find your y-intercept then from here? Plug it in to what?
The points that you've been given.
But what are we plugging those points into? What's the formula?
I don't know why because I was supposed to be
Good. So we plug in what for y?
4.
And then what for m? And then for x? And then b we don't know. So this is 4 equals 9 plus b. So to solve we would just do what here? And get, so my equation?
9 equals 3x minus 5.
Good. So again, the only reason they give y'all this part is just so you can see the slope. It's not for the y-intercept. You don't have to solve for y or anything like that. Any questions on those 3? Okay. Now I need another volunteer, just to draw. You don't have to do math. Alright, Brandy, come on up. I just want you to draw a line perpendicular to the line that Justin drew. Okay, make sure it does what? Perpendicular lines cross each other. Okay, good. Thank you. So again, perpendicular lines are lines that cross, right? What was the slope of a line like this? Undefined. And it was undefined because what's on the bottom? 0. Let's go over this. So the slope of this line, this horizontal line, how much is this rising?
0.
None. But it's running. Okay, so 0 divided by infinity would be 0. This one, how much is it rising? Infinity. How much is it running? 0. See how these are flip-flops? They're called what? Reciprocals. Okay? perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. Now in this case it doesn't matter because can 0 be negative? No. But perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So for example, what is the negative reciprocal of 4 over 5? Good. You just flip it and change the sign. What's the negative reciprocal of negative 2? Good. Does everybody see that? One more. What's the reciprocal of 5? Good. So everybody knows what a negative reciprocal is, right? Okay. Let me go over here. So this next line is supposed to be perpendicular. Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. We kind of already went through these, so I'm going to fill those in. Oops. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. They give us the same information. This time it's perpendicular. So again, they give us this to identify our what? Slope. Okay? The slope of this line is what? Negative 1/2, right? So our slope of our line is going to be what? 2. Very good. Because they're perpendicular. So again, the slope of this line is negative 1/2. Ours is going to be the negative reciprocal of that. And now we just need to find what? B. By doing what? Good. So for Y, I'm going to plug in negative 5. For M, I'm going to plug in which one? 2. Good. For X, I'll plug in 3. So I'll get negative 5 equals 6 plus B. So when we solve for B, we'll get what? Good. Tell me my final answer. Very good. I just want you to do C and D. You can mark out B. Do C and D on your own. And once you have done these correctly and I've checked, you can pack up. Let me know if you need some help.